Why do therapists always recommend deep breathing and journaling? I'll tell you why. Deep breathing and journaling are two of the most probably recommended coping skills that therapists give to their clients on a level of anxiety or depression or anything that they're dealing with. The reason is because we get so stuck in our heads, particularly with anxiety, but also with depression, that we go around and around and around like a hamster on a wheel, and we are never able to really get out of that cycle that just roots itself into our brain. It's almost like we're in a rut. If you've ever seen a rut on an old dirt road, you know, the reason we got the phrase stuck in a rut is because in the old days when they didn't have gravel roads and they had, you know, wagon wheels, the wagon wheels would dig these deep grooves into the road, and you had wood wheels, and the axles would break if you got out of the rut because they couldn't do like rubber tires do now. So literally you would get stuck in a rut for miles until the road, you know, evened out and you could get out of the rut. So in our brains, getting stuck in a rut literally means our brain's going down the same neural pathways so consistently that it's almost without even thinking. And so mentally, in order to break those cycles, in order to break that getting stuck in a rut, we have to do something a little bit different. So deep breathing is super helpful because it slows the body processes down. By taking deep and slow breaths for 5-10 minutes consistently, we're literally increasing the oxygen flow to our brain and the different parts of our body that maybe is holding that tension, and allowing our bodies to slow down so that we can slow our thoughts down and get a little bit more clarity. The other side of that is journaling. Journaling, most people think of journaling as I gotta sit down and dear diary, today I had eggs for breakfast. Not necessarily. So if you're struggling with prompts, there's really great prompt ideas like on Pinterest and stuff like that, where it doesn't have to be like, today this is what I did and this is what I'm feeling. If you can name it in your body, let's say with anxiety, I feel anxiety. I feel it in my body, in my chest, in my arms, in my shoulders. Why? So why am I feeling anxious? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I know all of it. If so, write it down. I'm feeling anxious. This is where I'm feeling it in my body. This is why I think I'm probably feeling it. And then what I like to add on is, how do I feel about the way that I feel? I'm really frustrated with myself. I'm so angry that I'm anxious again. I'm so tired of this. I'm so discouraged that I'm feeling anxious again after all this work I put into it. And then when you step back and you look at that sheet and you look at, this is how I feel, this is where I feel it, this is why I feel it, and this is how I feel about feeling it. Stay with me. You realize how judgmental you are towards your own emotions, how we invalidate our own emotions, or how we don't give ourselves enough credit for something. And so it doesn't always go like that, but a lot of times when you can sit down and really journal out what you're feeling, what you're thinking, you get a lot of clarity. For all my Harry Potter fans out there, I love the image, if you remember in, I think it's the first book and movie, when Dumbledore takes Harry into his office, I forget what it's called, and he shows Harry the Pensieve. The Pensieve is this big basin with water in it, but what Dumbledore can do is literally pull thoughts or memories out of his head when they get too full, put them in the Pensieve, and look at them. And that's what journaling allows us to do. The ability to pull out all these conflicting, overwhelming thoughts, put them in the Pensieve or put them on the paper, and get a better perspective of them so that we can know how to better respond to our own emotions and needs in those moments. And then I always like to follow up the journal exercise with, what do you need right now that's in your control? I need a break. I need some water. I need a nap. I need to call somebody. Okay, do it. So those are a couple of tips on how to handle journaling and deep breathing when people are recommending it, because they are very, very helpful. But you've got to do it. Okay, so if you have more questions on this, let me know. Send me a message, subscribe, like, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time on This Full Life with Kelly.